What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
I got nothing for you.
Got nothing?
I got no opener.
Man, I still have my hoodie on. That's how cold I've been. I've had this hood up though, like for the last 3 hours. Nuggets dropped to San Antonio. This one, arguably the most difficult scheduled game on the entire slate of the entire season. Denver put themselves in position to compete and to win. I genuinely thought at one point, I was like, hey, 5-point game. Yoke's coming back in. Here it is. We're going to get it done. But they actually got smacked in the final 6 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it was just got steamrolled. We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I don't even know how I did today on bets.
I did bad.
Dev, how'd you do?
Night all
did you
around,
hand out anyone?
man.
Your lock was good.
Well, Derek White was good.
Bones Hyland was not good.
Yeah, Bones Hyland was
Although
not
he
good.
should have. He shot the ball.
He definitely had
get anything to go in.
Yeah. Nikola Jokic three-pointers made. Hit.
That hit?
That one hit. There you go. That was it. It was a rough night, man. It was a rough night. Not all too surprising, though. I got Harrison Wood with me, though.
Yeah, not all too surprising, and that's why I don't think you have to feel too down about this one. It wasn't that surprising.
Dev?
They competed. You wanted them to come out and compete. You want them to show some type of fight. I feel like they gave their best effort. It was just the night that they didn't have it, and those nights happen.
You wanted this to be like the 7. I think with this season, you get win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. This whole road trip, you're just kind of getting that. And really the whole season, 5-game win streak, 6-game losing streak. It's just like keep trading off. You keep hoping for a moment, something to happen where you're like, boom, we can always remember that was the thing that sparked the season, and it took off, and we're still waiting. I do think that there are several, when you look out at the season coming up, there's several of those moments where you think, okay, they got a nice stretch of home games or a nice stretch of easy games, this or that. There could be a spark in there, but unfortunately, we're still waiting for it, and it did not come tonight. We could start with Jokic, who went 8 of 19 tonight, had 22 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. He was a -5, though. This is only his 5th game now. There you go. The DraftKings Sportsbook king of the game, 22 points, 10 assists, 13 rebounds, which is a pretty good stat line. But he was in the minus for just the 5th time this season. And I believe, Harrison, the second worst, a -5,
wow,
the second worst of his year.
Well, it was interesting because for how bad the bench was in the first half, they actually put Denver in position to win this game in the second half.
Yep, they did.
I think it was only a 5-point deficit when Nikola Jokic came back into the game in the fourth quarter. And you thought maybe he would have enough juice to close because even up until that point, he didn't look as tired as he did last night. So you thought maybe, look, 5-point deficit, this seemed like a game that he could just close out. But, yeah, he just didn't have it when he checked back in. I mean, he took 8 threes tonight. That's all you need to know when you're thinking about how tired he might have been.
I do think, and this is why I said to take the threes tonight, it was take 2 or whatever, 1.5. It's because I thought he was going to take a lot because he was pretty fatigued. Also, Jakob Poeltl is a really good interior defender. He's just really long. In fact, tonight we're going to talk about the rebounds, but you saw a lot of times when it was like 50-50 ball Jokic versus Poeltl. Poeltl was just so much taller and got so much higher, and it makes for an interesting challenge inside, so I wasn't surprised Jokic went outside. I'm also not surprised he went 2 of 8, which is not a very good percentage, unfortunately. How do you evaluate Jokic's night, Dev?
I mean, to come up with another triple-double, a triple-double on the second night of a back-to-back.
3 in a row. 3 triple-doubles in a row.
Like, it shows, like, just how involved he is, how comfortable he is at this part of the season, which the Nuggets desperately need. Their best player, playing like their best player. I feel like even though he was a -3, that was still a good night from him, especially with just how much they're playing, how much he has to carry, how much relies on him. And shots didn't fall early. That stint in the first half where the bench unit pretty much lost them the game, and it's not to say that that's on them. I'm not blaming the game on them because they did make up for it in the second half. But when you just look at the flow of the game, that's where the game was lost. So for him to come back in, I feel like as soon as he goes to the bench, there's no chance.
Right.
He comes back, they're right back in the game, and that was just the type of game that he had.
Are you concerned at all about his 3-point shot? I mean, he has been struggling with it, or is this just Jokic? Like he's in a lull, but he'll end up going like 3 games in a row where he shoots 40%.
I think we've seen enough over the last several years to know that his three-point shot can come and go.
Yeah.
It seems like it's always better in the playoffs when he's focusing more.
That's true.
And then in the regular season, it runs hot and cold. So is it the wrist? Is it just one of the cold stretches? It's probably just the cold stretch, I would think.
I think so, too.
He comes home for a couple games. I wouldn't be surprised if he got hot from three.
What do you think? Are you concerned at all about his three-point shot?
Not at all. I feel like it's actually good that he's going to it. I like the fact that he's being aggressive from deep. He's, taking it on and trying to score in different ways, especially when he's a player that's down on the block and he's so physical and guys are physical with him. He's seeing double teams. He's seeing the way that they're defending him, and also defenses don't have to adjust. If he was just down there dominating every single time, that's what they're going to key in on. That's what they're going to see, and they're going to see so many different ways of, okay, this is how we're going to react to that. This is how we're going to defend him, going throughout the whole year, and especially in the playoffs. So having an inside out, just at least for them to have to respect you, I think goes a long way in the long haul.
What about his defense? His defense in the first 10, 12 games, whatever it was, fantastic.
Yeah.
And he still has pockets of it, but it does feel like he settled into a little bit more of a pacing himself. Are you concerned at all about his defense?
No, also I think it goes back to him understanding right now they're on a long road trip. He's playing, excessive minutes. A lot is being on his shoulders. I feel like if you're going to be smart, if you're going to survive, if you're going to be able to, stay healthy, you do have to, push back. You do have to not give it your all, like we were seeing earlier in the year, just to pace yourself. It's a long season. It's a marathon type of season where you just have to be smart. So I think that Jokic understands his body and what's needed of him, and I know that offense is the emphasis.
Yeah, not too concerned, but overall the defense was awful tonight from the jump. That was one of the focal reasons why Denver lost. Defense from everybody was pretty horrible. Maybe outside of Facu, who played pretty well, I thought.
It's funny, man. I thought Facu, hustled, was everywhere, and he was the worst plus-minus on the team.
Yeah, he was out there for some bad stretches, like the end. But, yeah, you just saw so many things tonight that led you to believe that this team was exhausted.
Yeah.
The defense, the terrible closeouts, it was just a parade to the rim for San Antonio's guards tonight. And then the offensive rebounding that Denver gave up. That's a A1 sign of fatigue. If you're fatigued, if you're tired, you're going to give up a lot of offensive rebounds. Jakob Poeltl had 6 of them. He had 9 total rebounds. San Antonio had 14 as a team. So there were a lot of indicators that Denver was just super tired.
33 rebounds for Denver, 54 for the Spurs tonight. That's an absolutely demolishing.
Yeah. You're not going to win any, or you're not going to win many games when you
might not win any.
Yeah,
honestly.
when you get beat that bad. What it does is it tells you how many second chance points, opportunities they're getting, how many, it shows one team is clearly tired, fatigued, getting, dominated in every single way. And when that happens, it's going to be tough for you to try to get any type of momentum going. I'm not shocked, but it makes sense why they got beat by so much if you don't win the rebounding battle.
Yeah, I don't think 21 rebounds is an awful lot. And then yet you're right, Jakob Poeltl tonight. As well as Jokic played in terms of he does so much for the Nuggets, he got murdered on the boards in his one-on-one matchup there, and it wasn't even just Poeltl. They were able to crash a lot of long rebounds that Denver just wasn't in position for. And look, I cut a lot of slack. I do. Later in the season, going to cut a lot less slack. But right now, Denver's just managing this ridiculously lopsided schedule and just trying to get through it. And tonight, it's could you have dug deeper and got it? We've seen it before. We've seen it from this Nuggets group. Tonight, they didn't do it. I'm not impressed, but I'm not, I guess, you can't be too upset with it in that regard. I'll tell you the guy, though, we're going to jump around a lot and play. Usually we stick with starters first. The guy I think is next most interesting on the list is probably Bones Hyland, who comes back from being in a hotel room in Orlando for all this time. Hasn't found his rhythm now in 2 games. 2 of 10 tonight, 5 points, was a minus 12 in 14 minutes, and even got pulled. Tonight he got benched. And it wasn't he got benched long term. It's Malone's I can't trust you tonight. I'm taking you out. It was pretty, he looked pretty rough.
From the second he stepped on the floor tonight, he just didn't have any confidence, I felt like.
Yeah, I agree.
And that carried over to his shooting. He had a couple wide open jumpers in the first half that he just bricked. And then just even around the rim, a couple soft finishes. He got blocked on one, and he just didn't seem locked into the game. He talked about after last night that he didn't have his legs under him. Definitely didn't seem like he had his legs tonight. He just didn't have anything. He just wasn't there totally. And yeah, Malone pulled him a couple minutes earlier than he usually does in the second quarter or in the second half, and he was right. Like, you just couldn't trust him tonight.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of what Bones did, like, you could just see those rookie moments from him. I'm not going to call it a rookie wall, but he's a player that, it plays so much off of his confidence that when things are going well, he doesn't respond in the same way that a veteran would, or a player that's been in the league for a couple of years that understands, like, this is a long season that you're going to have to get into, mentally, physically, emotionally. You just have to be invested in. Right now, he's just in a funk, and there is a lot of things that are, going on with him. Having to sit out, with the whole COVID, having an ankle injury, in the middle of the season and trying to bounce back from that. Probably having higher expectations of playing more and then not getting that. So, like, there is a lot of, ups and downs to his game, but, that's where having those guys that are going to bring you up and being able to stay upbeat and positive is going to go a long way for him. Because when he's not, when he's not good, he's not good at all.
And I do wonder that about him. Like, when he was good to start the season, he was awesome. He rolled the ankles, and he kind of looked like he did tonight, where he looked a little rattled, just not confident, not his usual, like, energy. Then, misses a couple games, comes back and looks back, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it was the ankle. That's why. Tonight, by all accounts, he's healthy. Just learning the ups and downs of the NBA, and it's to be expected.
And it's also a rookie learning how to play a back-to-back.
Yeah, totally.
Learning how to take care of your body and recover and mentally and physically prepare for a back-to-back.
Here's the thing people don't think about. Harrison, when was the last time you were away from your house for 15 days? Think about it. When was the last time? Because you go on vacation, it's a week.
A week, maybe.
Take a work trip or something,
lucky.
it's a week.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were away from your bed for 15 straight days?
Never happened.
not once. You've never once.
I'm in college.
Yeah, but that's your bed.
You just get a new bed.
Home.
Yeah, that's the only time, honestly.
Yeah,
I've never been on a trip.
You say it, it's kind of funny. I wonder how many people haven't.
That's a long time.
That is a long time.
Like, that's basically moving into a new place. So, what else would you do? There's people at home like, jail? Like, there's what other answer is there, really, honestly?
Yeah, I can't even think. I don't know.
And it's just weird. That's all it is like, even when you go on a vacation, man, you go to Mexico, spend 5 days there, and after about 5 days, you're kind of like, man, I'm having a blast, but I kind of want to go home.
Sure.
Like, I'm ready. I'm just ready to go home.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do today? You want to do the jet ski? You're like, I don't really want to do anything. Yeah. Today is like a let's not do anything day. The Nuggets, 15 days, it's just a lot. And I think with Bones, even though he was in Orlando for all that time, I do imagine there's just this little shock of how many college games did he play last year? Do you remember? It was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just played 7 straight road games. You just go through it. It's like it's a weird perspective warp.
Yeah, totally.
Nonetheless, again, these aren't necessarily excuses. This is just kind of understanding the ebbs and flows of where the Nuggets are and what challenges they are facing, and in tonight's case, failing to overcome. Why don't we take our first break? On the other side, let's talk about Zeke Nnaji. We'll talk about Will Barton. Aaron Gordon tonight, sneaky good game. Could have easily been the king of the game. We'll talk about him as well.
At Ball Guys, people are what makes Ball special. People at every level coming to work each day at Ball give 100% to accomplish their goals. Ball production techs are the front line in their can-making operation, and they came to us because they're looking to fill line capacity at their Golden plant, and they're looking for production technicians at the front line of that aluminum beverage can production process at Ball. The company offers a competitive $27.39 per hour wage with potential for increases at 6, 12, and 18 months on the job. If you want more info, go to jobs.ball.com, search for Golden, jobs.ball.com and search for Golden, or you can text Golden to 77222. Ball's been leading global sustainability efforts for decades. If you want to work for them, if you want to fill one of those production technician roles at the Golden plant, jobs.ball.com and search for Golden, or text Golden to 77222. This week at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Wow.
Football fans, I'm sure we all love an action-packed, high-scoring NFL game, but with the latest no-brainer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you'll be a winner once a single point is scored. New customers who bet just $1 on any team to score can win $100 in free bets. It's that simple. DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also get skin in the game with new same-game parlays. Get those for NBA as well. Combine multiple bets from the same game for an even bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DNVR. Bet $1 on any team to score and win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code DNVR this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 years or older, Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Man, so some non-Nuggets news, but I think ones that probably people on the show want to hear. We'd seen some rumors swirling around about Demaryius Thomas, and it appears to be true. It has passed away somehow. It's really surprising. There's really no details that have come out about it, but Benjamin Albright, like all of the main Broncos sources are kind of doing it. This is quite a shock, man.
That's awful.
I gotta say.
It's
You
really
have something,
awful.
Kale? There's a lot of people
terrible.
of your generation's favorite, man. That's
Terrible.
That's really shocking news. 33 years old. We'll see if some new stuff comes here, but that's a big shock,
It's a
man.
shocker.
That's a really big shocker.
It's heartbreaking.
Zeke Nnaji tonight, you look at his line, he had 0 points on 0 of 2 shooting. He had 2 assists, 1 block, 1 turnover, 1 foul. Man, he had that great breakout game in the Garden.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like his moment is here. He's in the rotation. He's going to be there for a bit. And then, it just hasn't quite been able to get the wheels turning again. Harrison, what do you make of it?
This is the third straight game where he's done nothing. He's just been a non-factor in 3 straight games. Like you said, in the Garden, 21 points, 8 rebounds, goes 5 of 9 from 3. He hasn't hit a 3 since. So he just has not been a factor in any one of these last 3 games. And it's funny. I was half joking, half serious on last night's show when I was wondering if JaMychal Green was going to jump him in the rotation. And he did in the second half. JaMychal Green got in before Zeke Nnaji in the second half tonight. So I think we'll probably continue to see that because JaMychal Green had what you can call a positive game. Zeke Nnaji did not. So it's tough. Zeke had an opportunity here to really carve out like a 15 to 20 minute role, for the next month or so. If he had been able to piece together a couple good games.
Do you feel like he's lost it?
No, not yet.
Because what is it? Chicago, New Orleans, San Antonio. So it's 3 games in a row.
Not yet, but he had passed JaMychal Green on the depth chart. Now it seems like JaMychal Green's passed him again. So he's not a lock for those, 15 to 20 minutes like he has been over the last week or so.
What do you think with Zeke Nnaji? Do you expect, does he have to re-earn minutes, or is this just hey, we got to give him confidence now?
I think he does, and what shocks me, the most about Zeke Nnaji is, like a player with like bones, when they're not scoring, like what else are they bringing to you? That is the kind of the idea around those type of players. With Zeke Nnaji, he's not a player that has to shoot the ball well for him to get minutes or give you valuable time on the court. But he's not doing those other things that was keeping him on the court. He's not, locking down on defense and, giving that type of energy or rebounding at a high level. So I think that is trying to get him back to those roots. Like, hey, we've seen you have an explosive offensive night, but also we need you to still do those other things. They still need him to be a player that's going to go out there and battle on both ends of the court. They're going to, especially when you're getting out rebounded in the way that they did. And I'm sure a lot of that did come in the second unit as well. But hey, this is not a big team. You have to step up. You have to be a guy that
Zeke had 0 rebounds.
0 rebounds in 14 minutes.
Exactly. You have to be a guy that brings that because you are the size, especially for that second unit. So that's one of those things that it's like, hey, we're going to give it to somebody that is out there battling, that is going to give, his all, even if he is making mistakes.
JaMychal Green had 1 rebound.
Yeah,
in 12 minutes.
Facu had 2. So Facu out-rebounded Zeke and JaMychal combined.
Yeah.
The big
Which is a
guys.
little rough. Yeah, it's a little tough. And Jeff Green only had 1 as well. What about JaMychal Green? This again, what's funny when we're saying good games, because this wasn't, in my opinion, neither a good game or bad game from him, and even this last one was like a slight good. But he did knock down 2 threes in a row, which were the 2 most important shots of the night for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
What do you feel like he's kind of on the upswing here?
On the upswing, yes. Absolutely.
He's up from 0 now. He's like,
right. He's on a massive upswing.
Yeah.
Just for him to see 2 threes go down is massive. Absolutely massive. Now, he had a couple egregious plays tonight still. On the offensive end, on the defensive end, it was not a great game by any means, but we're just looking for small victories with JaMychal Green right now. Small victories. And he gave us a couple of those tonight. So I think you can walk away from this being happy with what JaMychal Green gave you.
Yeah, I'm right there with Harrison. It's so many small victories that you need to pump him up. And I feel like that was big on the team, especially in that last game where you're seeing them trying to get his morale up, trying to see him get into the swing of things and the team backing him, which is the support that you need when you're going through a slump. So, like, I feel like, you know, in a way he was better because he knocked down the 3 ball, but you still need more from a player that's going to play minutes, that's going to take those minutes and try to run with it. So, while I expect more from JaMychal Green, I'm sure that it was great for him to see the offense going because all of those other things he can just like click into. He can be a person that's going to rebound. He is going to be a guy that's making guys work hard, or work, extremely hard on that end of the floor. So I think it was just like a mixed bag type of game, but a game that he needed.
Aaron Gordon, 9 of 12 tonight. He was really good for most of this. He had a nice dunk, man. Like every now and then he really surprises you with something. He had like basically a 360. I know it wasn't like a true 360, but he kind of had a 360 in traffic, casual as can be.
Casual.
25 points. He's actually the leading scorer tonight for the Nuggets. 6 rebounds, 3 assists. That Jokic-Gordon connection continues to really, really look strong.
Yeah, he's one of those plays, especially for Jokic, that Jokic can score at any point, and he also could generate so much offense. But in a video game, there's the play that works every time.
Right.
There's the cheat that you're going to go to, and I feel like that's his escape valve, where he's like, okay, that didn't work, this doesn't work. Let me go to the over reliable. I'm going to go to the one that worked last time every time, and that's what he's been going with Aaron Gordon. Last night he did not play well offensively, and I feel like it was just because they matched that size and he didn't have that advantage. He knew that there was a mismatch, and every time he has a mismatch, which makes it very difficult for opposing teams to have to change their game plan of putting 2 big men on the court, because if you don't, he's too big for everyone else that is athletic enough to guard him. So the repertoire, I'm not going to say it's opening up, but it's something that he could go to, right. And he's getting more comfortable down there, which is part of the offense that they need.
It's like ugly, man. That's the thing is, like, his efficiency has been great. The moves just don't always look pretty, but I almost feel like they disguise how effective he's been just barreling towards the basket.
Well, I got on Gordon last night because I thought he played way too much on the perimeter.
Yeah.
And he had more 3-point attempts last night than 2s, and that's just never a good sign with him. Tonight, he didn't take a 3.
0-0, yeah.
He went 9 of 12 from the field, and 11 of those shots came in the restricted area.
I feel like he knows the game plan, man.
Tonight.
I feel like he just, like last game by design, this game by design.
It's so simple for Aaron Gordon if he wants it to be. It's really up to him because I
honestly give him a pass, though, for this last game. The more I thought about it, the more you look at it. I just think that he was a defensive player last game, and he was he wasn't very involved on the offense, almost by design. Tonight needed to be more. He was more. So that's why I say I think it was almost more. It seems more deliberate, especially in hindsight.
Okay. We can give him a pass last night, but this is just the blueprint for him on offense. It's the absolute blueprint. And if he wants it to be this easy, it can be. Like 9 of 12 from the field. The Jokic connection was there. Those two have an unbelievable chemistry. Like their chemistry has developed so much quicker than I expected it to when they traded for him last year. And he's using his size, his physicality, his athleticism down low. Got to line 8 times tonight. So I loved his mindset, and I just loved how Denver approached the offense with him tonight.
Yeah. Kale, can you send the password to Dev here? Why don't we hit – oh, actually, we need to talk about Will Barton to the Wi-Fi. Just DM it to him in the Slack.
No, I can't use the Slack. I have no internet.
Send it to me. That's a great point. You solved a problem that I did not realize would be a thing. Will Barton, 19 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Yeah, it is what I told you. It's just not working. So, I thought with Barton tonight, I thought he was actually fine. He shot threes until that final stint. He was really bad. Him and Jokic both. Jokic you just expect to always be great, and he wasn't tonight. But Barton was, he just was really bad.
Yeah. I mean,
Jokic was not good. Barton was bad.
Like you were hoping those two had maybe like 60% or something that they could give in that final stretch, and they both were at like 10%. Yeah. They both had nothing left. The first possession, I think, when those two came on, Barton was way short on a baseline jumper from like 15 feet away, and that was a sign of the next couple minutes to come. But he was fine tonight. Defensively, just this entire roster was awful, especially Denver's guards tonight. I mean, the defense was terrible. Derek White, DeJounte Murray, those guys got into the paint at will, and just not good enough defense from Denver's perimeter players.
Yeah, and these type of games where the other team has just like really, really good guards, I feel like Barton takes it as like a showcase game where he's just trying to show that he's the old veteran guard, and that's when he regresses and he goes back to hero ball type of plays where he's just taking shots and trying to get things going or operating in ways that Denver usually doesn't go with, and that's when you get bad Barton. That's when you get the Barton that you don't need, because he starts to go after scoring only, and that's where I think his issue is. When he's out in a flow, when he's rotating the ball, getting everyone else involved, that's where he's starts to go. And then also the points come easy for him. I can say it was the second night of back-to-back, and, I've already, throughout the season alluded to him not even, being at his best, or maybe there's something lingering. So there is going to be times that I just don't expect him to have it all. Yeah. But you just want him to just stay within the flow of the offense and not have so many ISO type of plays. I don't think he was, horrible tonight, but I think that he could have, stayed in the flow.
Mm-hmm. Let's take our final break. On the other side, we'll just wrap up, put a bow on this one. We might hear back from Vogt here shortly. We might not. But either way, I feel like, we could run a little shorter today. Let's hit our last break.
The Snooze Flip from Snooze Sleep, guys, the most universal mattress on the planet. You can customize it to fit your sleeping needs. One side is soft of the Snooze Flip, one side is firm. You can flip it to the side that fits your body best. The cover, it's also reversible with one side up to 5 degrees cooler, cozy warm on the other side. The zippable cover makes the Snooze Flip a true 4-in-1 mattress. Snooze Flip, it's the only 4-in-1 mattress with these features. So go to snoozesleep.com. That's snoozesleep.com. Use the code DNVR. Get $250 off your mattress. Get $250 off your adjustable base. So $500 in savings here. $250 off your mattress, $250 off your adjustable base. Snooze Sleep hooked a bunch of us up here at DNVR with these Snooze Flip mattresses. The best night of sleep I've ever had. I'm going to need it tonight. That's for sure. Snoozesleep.com. Use the code DNVR. Get $250 off a mattress and $250 off an adjustable base. Chevalier Mortgage, if you guys need help or have questions or just are wondering things about taking out a mortgage, buying a house, visit Mike and Virginia Chevalier, DNVRmortgage.com. When you go there, get set up with a free consultation. Also, register to win a free DNVR shirt or hat of your choice. Mike and Virginia Chevalier, they've been in the mortgage business forever. They're really good at it. They know all the ins and outs. They know all the tricks of the trade. So give them a call, or the easiest way is just to visit them, DNVRmortgage.com. Like I said, get set up for a free consultation when you go to that site. Michael Chevalier, NMLS number 1931006. Virginia Chevalier, NMLS number 1910631. And finally, at Hassel Cattle Company, use code DNVR15. Get 15% off your entire purchase. Hassel Cattle Company's hooking it up for the holidays. Purchase some Hassel Cattle Company so you can have it on your plate for Christmas dinner. DNVR 15% off your entire purchase for the best damn Wagyu beef around. If you order over $200 in Hassel Cattle Company, you're going to get free shipping. So call up some friends, some coworkers, pool together, spend $200, get free shipping, and then use that code DNVR15 for 15% off your entire order at HassleCattleCompany.com.
All right, looks like Vogt's coming back over, but before we do, let's hit our one super chat. Just one super chat, which I feel is appropriate.
Yeah, this was a one super chat.
This was a one super chat kind of night. Hammered says, Denver played really hard. Proud of this team for fighting. The dog days of the season are here. That being said, I blame Wind for Bones shooting night. What did Wind do? Why do you... Oh, you locked up the over.
That was because of Dev. That was Dev's original bet.
I can't believe that we're pawning it off. It was Eric that liked Bones tonight. It was Eric.
We can blame Eric. We left our D off the show. Like the Nuggets didn't have any D tonight either.
Here we go. It is voting time. We got voting time coming in from Brendan Vogt.
Hey, fellas.
Did you talk to Michael Malone?
We did talk to Malone, and that's all we've heard from so far.
Okay.
Look, it wasn't a particularly illuminating session. Malone was less happy today.
Shocker.
Yeah. He recalled an old Hubie Brown moment and quote where Brown called a timeout when coaching and said to his guys, "Where the hell are you? You're not here to rebound, and you're not getting back either." And he said he felt like Hubie tonight. They just said, "Where are you guys?"
Never good to feel like Hubie Brown.
They had us on our heels all game. Their bench dominated us. The point of attack defense was a big issue, obviously. Malone said it was unofficially double-digit blow-bys for probably 20-plus points. When a guy did get beat, there was no shrink, no help behind them. We're not a great shot-blocking team, but we can be a great positioning team. And they just didn't have any of that discipline today.
That's an interesting quote.
It's always frustrating when you lose, and it's so inconsistent right now. You win one, you play really well. The next game, you play poor basketball. Back-to-backs are something every team in the NBA goes through. You have to find a way to try to win those games regardless. They're on the schedule. So Malone, a coach of a team that's typically done well in that context, not buying it as an excuse. He really liked the way Aaron Gordon played tonight. Noted that he started to get frustrated with the lack of calls in the third quarter. Both he and Gordon were really giving it to the refs at that point. But he kept on playing. I thought Aaron overall was really good, but we need a collective effort. On Facundo Campazzo, he's shooting the lights out right now. And then you talk about the hustle, the fight.
Maybe a little strong. Shooting the lights out.
But
shooting well. He's shooting the lights out?
Shooting very well,
He's shooting very well, man. It's crazy, but it's true. And then you talk about the hustle, the fight. When I put him in the game, you know he's going to go out and play hard. Campazzo finished with the lowest plus-minus on the roster tonight, guys, of guys who played, obviously. And I thought he played a good game. He was
good tonight.
I thought Facu was really good tonight. Defensively, offensively, there were a couple moments where he was simply too small to contest, and it didn't matter. But he was everywhere. He covered so much ground. So, yeah, it was a good Facu night, Malone.
Facu's shooting 39% from three this year.
And as we've touched on before on this show, that number actually goes up with sites like Cleaning the Glass who take out garbage time heaves. So consequential threes that Facu's taking, he's shooting 40%. He is shooting well. I still like to see that mid-range come around, which isn't, I'm not holding.
I don't know that.
Not holding my breath for it, man. But arguably just as important a thing. All the same, at least that is coming together, and he's playing hard. I thought it was a really good Facu night. Malone did as well. And that's it.
You got any other thoughts on the game? We didn't get to hear your. Do you have any deep thoughts on this one?
Well, it was a rebounding issue. Jeff Green, guys, had as many personal fouls as points, rebounds, and assists combined tonight. I don't know if you noticed that.
Wow.
4, 1, and 1, respectively.
That's a shocking stat.
And, Jeff Green's not in there to be a rebounding specialist, but he is a starting forward. They did get out-rebounded pretty badly tonight. He finished with just 1 in 20 minutes.
Here's the one thing I'll say. He's the oldest player on the team. This is a back-to-back, it's a long road trip. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. If there was one guy that you would said who's the most likely to struggle on this night, I'd been like, yeah, probably Jeff Green.
100%, right? 100%.
He did have one rebound where he jumped 14 feet in the air
14 feet in the air. It was insane.
There's one play that Jeff Green makes every game that blows your mind regarding his athleticism.
And then Jokic.
Last night there were two.
And then Jokic's defense is crashing back down to earth. And to me, guys, I just wrote this in the player grades, but that says less to me about what Jokic is capable of doing and what he's capable of sustaining while also lifting an entire offense on his shoulders across 82 with multiple injuries. And I do think it's a sort of pick and choosy criticism when we talk about superstars. Very few of them have ever been able to lift an offense and play high-level defense for an entire season. And we're seeing Jokic ease off that throttle a little bit already, in my opinion. And that might be as much an exhaustion or load management thing as anything else.
Honestly, just the don't get hurt thing. Like, this is I mean, we keep saying toughest part of the season. It's not over. It's actually going to last all of December. But if you just make it through, stay afloat, then you can make your move. And that's just the opportunity. It really is like a racing. I've never watched NASCAR, so I don't know if this metaphor is this accurate? Would you guys guess?
I have no idea.
Just go along with it.
Sure.
You know, like sometimes you're in the middle of the traffic.
The peloton.
You're in the middle of the group of cars.
You're the peloton.
It's like, I can't make my move now. You're waiting, you're waiting. You come around that turn. That's when you make your move. It's the Nuggets this season. Right now, they're in the middle of the traffic. They just have to wait for the right opportunity. Go ahead and cue that outro music, guys. I can see you guys can probably see we have pivoted to going short today. I mean, this is a really weird day. I gotta say, man, this is the Demaryius Thomas thing. I know a lot of our fans that are watching this and that tune in every day. Not all of you guys have a relationship to the city of Denver or all of Denver sports. Demaryius Thomas, a pretty special Bronco. And when you talk about of this era of Broncos, one, he has a remarkable story, like a remarkable personal story. He was also a remarkable personality in that he was extremely easy to root for. Just a really, really, by all accounts, a really, really great dude, in addition to being a great Bronco who was there in some important moments. I always tell people, if I were to say, think of one Broncos play, what's one play you could think of? To me, it would be the helicopter John Elway spin. If you told me number two would be the Tim Tebow Demaryius Thomas 80-yard touchdown that won them the playoff game. He's a pretty iconic Denver sports figure when you talk about the last decade. By the way, that 80-yard bomb a decade ago, not that long ago, but it's kind of wild. So
about
I don't
10
know.
years. Wow.
Pretty shocking. I know not everybody will have this same relationship, like I said, to the Broncos, but to kind of give a perspective of where we're all coming from, this is a pretty big shock, I would say.
Yeah.
They have anything? I know this isn't a Broncos show. I would feel weird not to kind of take a moment as we wrap up and say something.
Yeah, there was a full summer that we played twice a week against each other. I think he was really, like, genuinely the nicest, and I'll say, like, celebrity I had met, like, at the time. I'm just, like, fresh out of college, and this is a guy around the same age as me, but he was, on top of the world, and he was still, was open, still nice, and on top of that, everyone loved him in Colorado. There was not, anyone saying anything bad about Demaryius Thomas. Easy to root for. And like you said, it wasn't just only on the field. He meant a lot to a lot of people in Colorado, and a lot of the pastimes of Bronco fans, like he holds dear. And I'm not a Bronco fan, but I think that he's a guy that I genuinely rooted for. So it's sad. It is genuinely, it's sad.
Yeah. So definitely a thing it's going to take over, rightfully so, the Denver sports conversation for a while, and just kind of a shock. Just kind of a shock, man, to be honest with you. Total shock. R.I.P. Demaryius. Thanks, everybody. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you guys again on Saturday.